Hold on. Now, Dailey and Gillis get into it at the side of the goal. Big Dailey pounding away at Gillis, and now here come a couple of Canucks into it. And here comes somebody off the bench. Bathe for Philadelphia. And now Snepsts comes off for Vancouver, and now everybody comes. And we have a bench-emptying brawl here in Vancouver.
Well, you could almost smell that coming, couldn't you, Dan? I think more than anything else, it is the frustration of the Vancouver Canucks. Myre took a goal off of Williams on a deflected shot. Right moments later, he took another one off of Lupul. And you have to say that Clarke and Barber and Dailey played better against 5 of the Vancouver Canucks, and this is the result of it.
Even the goaltenders, Peeters and Bromley, have a hold of each other over at the other side. Hanlon is into it. Myre has a hold of a Vancouver player. Everybody just pairing off. There are 3 Flyers in the penalty box and only 1 Canuck. It all started out with Bob Dailey. And who was it, Gillis?
I think it was Gillis.
Now look at the goaltenders. So a bench-emptying brawl here in Vancouver with 5.5 minutes left. I don't know which pair to keep an eye on. These fellas don't like each other too well, do they? Now you look at, you have Myre. He lands the right hand against McCarthy, and Myre and McCarthy start to slug it out at center ice, as well as a couple of other belts inside the blue line. And everybody is paired off here in Vancouver, and the linesman and the referee are having a heck of a job to try and separate it. Now Hanlon comes over as a couple of Canucks have a hold of Linseman.
The last thing in the world that Tommy Gradin wants to do is fight, and Linseman on 2 occasions has tried to...
Here come the players out of the penalty box now. The 3 Flyers and the 1 Vancouver player come out of the penalty box. And the old NHL coppers are going to get richer from this one.
All we need now is someone to go in the stands.
Everybody's still in it here in Vancouver, and people have come off the bench, including 4 players coming out of the penalty box. Bromley and Busniuk of Philadelphia are nose to nose. Usually you don't see the goaltenders get that involved as we have in this one. They must really be mad at each other, these 2 teams.
Well, they're all hanging out and waltzing now. And as we said, I kind of think it was Gary Gillis who earlier on we talked about as having great talent. Was a tremendous junior out of Sherbrooke at 50 or 60 goals a year. I thought he'd be a better pro than he was a junior, and had 1 good year. Oh, there they go again. Snepsts and who?
Oh, there's Harold Snepsts on the far side with Holmgren. Everybody keeps an eye on those 2 now, as they are in at close quarters.
I've been in a few of those my time, Dan. Never won one in my life, and I'll tell you, right now, all their arms have to be just tired, dead tired. I think they're carrying a pail of sand in each hand.
Oh, hold on. We have who's Smyl and
Bumping heads.
who's he with over there?
Bathe.
Now it gets over into the penalty box again. And your guess is as good as mine as to who's in that one, as they're all in that penalty box area.
I kind of think it's number 5. Bathe, the first chap who come off the bench. He and Smyl have been hanging on to each other all along, and a few minutes ago, they're knocking heads.
Well, that's Bathe that Smyl was with?
Bathe. Thanks. Hey, that'll be a good one. Hanlon and
Myre, the goaltenders down near the blue line, start to dance around a little bit.
Neither one of them could punch their way out of a wet paper bag.
Well, here we go for the goaltenders championship. Yeah, incidentally, referee-in-chief Scotty Morrison is in the crowd here this evening. Now we have another outbreak. Dave Logan is into it with a couple of players on the far side. This is getting kind of ridiculous, Howie.
Did he get paid for overtime, Dan?
Hanlon and Myre down near the goal mouth, and Hanlon with the left hand starts to pound away at Phil Myre. Now he gets the right hand free. Now goes back to the left. Now goes over top. Hanlon and Myre, the goaltenders. Myre, the starter for Philadelphia. Hanlon, the backup for the Canucks, and Hanlon has landed some uppercuts. Everybody comes over to try and help out Myre and Hanlon as they try and separate those two. Well, back at center ice. There we go with Holmgren and Snepsts in the main event again. Where's Tiger throughout all this? Has he got a hold of somebody? Sure he has. I just can't see which Philadelphia player Tiger Williams of the Canucks is with.
Oh, he's got Kelly.
Pardon?
I think he has Kelly.
Yeah, Tiger Williams and Bob Kelly are nose to nose. They have a good hold on each other. Well, we have a bench carrying. Now we have another scrap as Logan and Bridgman down at the other end inside the blue line start to throw them. Bridgman with a left hand. Another left hand by Bridgman. Another left by Bridgman. Another left by Bridgman against Dave Logan.
That's got to be the mismatch of the year, that one down there.
Bridgman and Logan.
Somebody's got to go and help before he gets killed.
Bridgman has that left hand that he's been operating with. Oh, 5.5 minutes remaining in this game, and we are going to have a unbelievable amount of penalties. What do you do, Howie, if this continues?
Call it off, player tomorrow morning. Finish it tomorrow morning. Well, there isn't a person on the ice that's not due for a 5-minute penalty, so who stays out there to play? Let's put you and I go down there, and Neil and Alan.
Well, they seem to have things quieting down now. We've had a bench emptying brawl, a penalty box emptier. 4 players came out of the penalty box. And there will be some stiff fines out of this incident. I've seen bench emptying brawls. I don't know I've seen one go quite so long.
No, I think that has been going on as longer and longer than... Oh, there she goes again.
Busniuk and Gillis are into it now. Busniuk and Jere Gillis of Vancouver. Busniuk, number 28. Gillis, number 21 for the Canucks. And they are providing the activity now.
think Bromley is the only one who's managed to stay out of a out of a fight where he's had to throw some punches. He just grabbed the smallest guy and hung on, which is very smart.
Well, Bromley and Peeters are holding on to each other. They're goaltenders. Hanlon and Myre were into it earlier. Do you remember how this all started? Yeah, it was Dailey and who in front of the net?
Gillis.
That's right, Bob Dailey and Jere Gillis.
Well, I started to say when this thing started half an hour ago and there was a lull that Jere Gillis in wide open freewheeling hockey game has just lived up to his potential. He can make all the plays, but he hasn't been able to make the play in a crowd. He just seems to panic and get rid of the puck early. But in this type of confrontation, he's a brave man. And when he learns to play in a crowd, and hockey is really played in a crowd, within 40 feet of each goal, that's where the game is won or lost. And that's where it's tough. And that's where you have to make the plays. He hasn't been able to make them, but I'll tell you, he certainly has been in his share of fights, and you can't say, well, he's a shy young guy. Don't be shy, because he's in the middle of them.
There you see the empty benches. And now the activity comes back into one end of the rink, and players from both teams mill around there again. Boy, what a night for the linesmen, Christensen and Will Norris. I don't see Harry Neal down at that Vancouver bench. He was there earlier. He's not there right now. Pat Quinn is still at the Philadelphia bench.
I think when things sort of slow down a little bit out there in the ice, we'll show you how this started. It seems to me that Bob Dailey come across in front of the net and hit Gillis pretty hard with a two-hander. Gillis got rid of the puck, and then both of them retreated in front of the net, and that's where it exploded. But Dailey took a pretty good two-handed swing at Gillis, and I kind of think that's what led to this brawl that's been going on for the last 5 minutes. Well, folks across the country...
5 minutes.
The game isn't always played like this. Normally, it's a rough, tough, bodily contact game. Lots of goals, lots of body checks, the odd little fight, but once in a while this happens.
I think that order has been restored. We're going to take a chance because the Flyers seem to be going one way and the Vancouver Canucks the other. And I think everybody is too tired to pursue any more fisticuffs. So we are going to take a chance, and with 5.5 minutes left in the game, while they straighten out these penalties, break away for a commercial. 7-3, Philadelphia leading in the game. This is NHL 80 live from the Pacific. We have just had about 30 seconds of peace, and that's the longest time we've had in the last 10 minutes or so. And now